Week 1 of NBA Summer Hoops is officially over. In this video, I'm just going to be doing a recap of the first week of the Summer League, the California Classic, and the Salt Lake City Classic. I'm just going to give a brief breakdown, talking about just a lot of the rookies, how they played, just about how they performed, how they played, how they looked, who I'm excited about, who I'm worried about. It's very early. It's just week 1 of the Summer League, so plenty of room to grow, plenty of room to fall off. Anything can happen, but I'm going to give my way too early predictions and everything in this video. So let's go ahead and get started. Now we're going to go ahead and start off by talking about first overall pick, AJ Dybantsa, who looks absolutely brilliant, and I can completely see why he went first overall. This kid is incredibly talented. 27 points, 7 rebounds in his first Summer League game against the Utah Jazz. It was the number 1 pick versus the number 2 pick in Darren Peterson. Darren Peterson put up 24 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in 30 minutes. He also had 9 fouls, which is a little worried. He also had 8 turnovers, so a little worrisome there, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Just, it's his first Summer League game. He played a little bit in the California Classic, or I think he's in the Salt Lake City Classic. But AJ Dybantsa, in 26 minutes, he put up 27 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 foul. So Dybantsa had a cleaner night all around, but I'm not too worried about either of them. As of now, it's like I said, still very early. I think Dybantsa looks incredible, though, looking very bright. Looked like he had a bright future. Trey Johnson also put up 26 points. Not a rookie, I know, but he put up 26 points. He did have 4 fouls. He had 26, 2, and 1 assist with 4 turnovers. Not his best performance either, but 26 points in 28 minutes is not too bad. Cody Williams on Utah put up 16 points in 30 minutes, but he only had 2 fouls. So Darren Peterson, he needs to clean up his game. He had 9 fouls and 8 turnovers. So shouldn't be that big of a deal, but definitely something to look out for. Like I said, way too early to, start judging anything. Because he's still a bucket. So, I wouldn't be worried right now, but if he keeps it up throughout the rest of the Summer League, then I'd start to worry. Peterson has had some great games, though, in the past. His first game in the Utah or in the Salt Lake City Classic had 28 points in 27 minutes with 4 fouls, and he still had 8 turnovers, so he needs to lock back in with his playmaking. He had 5 rebounds and 2 assists, though, so not too bad of a performance, but those turnovers are definitely still costly. And the fouls are still something to look out for, too. Like I said, you have 4 fouls. You need 10 to foul out in the Summer League, but 4 fouls, it's not fouling out in a regular NBA game, but it's still not great. So something to look out for there. Ace Bailey also played in the game that I'm talking about against the Hawks. He had in 20 minutes, he had 10 points, 6 rebounds, only 1 foul. Not too bad of a performance. I'm very excited to see what he's going to look like next season. He had a great season last season as a rookie. I hope he just continues to grow. Now, lastly, for Darren Peterson, he had 25 points in 28 minutes against the Memphis Grizzlies in the Salt Lake City Classic. This one, he only had 2 turnovers, 1 foul, and like I said, he had 25 points, 2 rebounds, and 12 assists. His playmaking got so much better this game. I don't know what happened between this game and the Washington game in the Summer League, but this game, he figured out what was going on with those turnovers. However, it's not been consistent, so still something to look out for. He also only had 1 foul, so definitely showing some signs of he's able to be clean with the ball, or just be clean on the court. But like I said, definitely still something to look out for. And then also, this game was the second overall pick versus the third overall pick in Cameron Boozer, where Cameron Boozer put up 18 points in 27 minutes. He had 18 points, 7 rebounds. Not too great, not too bad, though, for somebody of his caliber, of his position. And he also had 4 assists, which is also great. Boozer did have 4 turnovers and 3 fouls in the Salt Lake City Classic. Not something you really want to see from third overall pick, but you could definitely get that turned fixed. Three fouls isn't too bad for a center or for a big man, but I wouldn't be too worried, but I would be a little more focused on his cleanliness as well. I think this is a big thing with all the rookies, though, is just to limit their turnovers and fouls. I think he'll figure it out, though. I know a lot of people probably won't agree with me, but I see a lot of upside in Cam Boozer compared to a lot of rookies. I think a lot of rookies this class are just outstanding, but I think Boozer had just an incredible ceiling. But sticking on the subject of Cam Boozer, he had 15 points in 24 minutes with 4 rebounds, 4 assists, only 2 turnovers, and 1 foul in his first game of summer hoops in the Salt Lake City Classic against Oklahoma City Thunder. This was a much better performance from Boozer all around, really. And they beat OKC by a very big margin, so it is something to be like, okay, maybe he didn't play against as much talent as he did against Utah. But I think this is still something to be excited on, seeing from Boozer. On OKC end, they got beat pretty badly, but they do have good rookies over there. In Adai Mara, put up 10 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. He had 2 blocks defensively, only 3 turnovers and 1 foul, so not too great of a performance from a lottery pick. So I would want to see a little bit more out of him. This was the first game that he's played in the Summer League, so it's obviously, or this isn't even the Summer League, but just in the NBA, really. So obviously give him time. He'll probably adapt, but I would definitely be a little more, I wouldn't be worried yet by any of these players at all, but I definitely would want to see more from him. And especially if he's on my team, I mean, you're the lottery pick, and you got to do better than 10 points and 3 rebounds, 2 blocks when you're 7 foot tall. Like, I'd hold him a little more to a higher standard there, but like I said, nothing to worry about yet. Don't overreact yet. Well, the top 3 picks of this draft are loaded with talent. Look like they have so much potential. All of the lottery picks have looked absolutely outstanding so far. And I mean, I just think the future of the NBA, it just looks so bright with all of this young talent. And a lot of these players are more than likely going to start. If they don't start, they'll get heavy minutes next season. And if not even next season, in their career, they might not even be superstars, but they'll definitely make huge impacts on the floor. So much talent coming from this draft. I cannot wait to see these players perform in actual games. We had a Battle of Michigan in this first Summer League game with Yaxel Limenborg putting up 21 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, only 2 turnovers, but 4 fouls in 28 minutes. Really great performance. He is older for a rookie, so it's definitely he might be held to a higher standard compared to some other players, but this is still an excellent performance. The fouls, 4 fouls is a lot, but it's still it's not fouling out, so I think it's still a great performance all around, especially in 28 minutes. And then he faced off against Morris Johnson, his teammate from college. Morris Johnson absolutely went off. A lot of people were questioning why he got drafted so early. I think pairing him up with his coach from college and Dusty May is it's a brilliant play, and I think this is just what the Mavericks needed. Johnson put up 27 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists on 2 turnovers, and he did have 7 fouls though, which is it would be fouling out, and it's absolutely like unacceptable. But he did that in 32 minutes, so he needs to cut back on fouling. He had 3 steals and 2 blocks, so he's being very aggressive, and that is more likely just what led to those fouls. So he needs to be just more disciplined on that end. But still very incredible to see, and very, exciting to see from somebody who a lot of people were counting out, or, maybe not even counting out, just not happy that the Mavericks drafted him. But I think this is a great move by the Mavs. LeBaron Philon also went off, looking absolutely bright as well, with 18 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. He had 3 turnovers and only 1 foul. He put all that up in 29 minutes in his first Summer League game. The only thing that worries me about Philon is the fact that he's on the 76ers, and they have a very stacked roster coming into next season, including lots of guard depth, which I think it might limit Philon's playing time, and I don't know how often he's going to be able to see the court next season on the 76ers. I don't know if they would ever trade him away, though, because of his talent is so good, or his potential anyway is so good. And I don't want to see him in the G League either. I would hope he stays on the Sixers, but I do want him to get playing time. We'll see how that plays out, though. He'll probably just have to prove that he earns it. But they are so stacked guard-wise and just roster-wise. It's going to be hard to get playing time on that team for sure. Another team with a lot of young talent is the Atlanta Hawks, with players like Zubie Ejiofor, Asa Newell, and Kingston Flemings. Ejiofor put up in the Salt Lake City Classic, their second game. Ejiofor put up 19 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, only on 3 fouls and 1 turnover. Asa Newell put up 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 fouls with 3 assists and 2 turnovers. Not bad performance by them. And then Kingston, their 8th overall pick, put up 12 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, only on 3 fouls and 1 turnover. Great performance all around by them. Kingston, I wouldn't be too worried about him, but needs to score a little bit more. He went 4 from 10 from the field, and then also he's a pass first player. Maybe not pass first, but he's a playmaker. And those 5 assists, very great, but they should probably get up to around 7 or 8. Obviously, like I said, this is the Summer League, so maybe it will look like that in the NBA. But right now, I would like to see a little bit more assists from him. But I do see a bright future for Kingston as well. We look at his first Summer League game against Utah. He put up 14 points, 9 assists. He only had 1 rebound, only had 1 turnover with 9 assists. That's incredible. He did have 5 fouls, however. That's not incredible. Got to limit those fouls. But 14 points on 9 assists. This kid is special, and I think he has a very bright future as well, assuming he will get playing time in Atlanta. Now, another standout guard has been Darius Acuff. In his first California Classic game, he put up 25 points in 24 minutes. He had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, and 1 foul. That is outstanding hoops from Acuff. Another Calipari guard. I've said this about pretty much everybody. His future is also so bright, especially on the Kings, who have such a young roster for the most part. He's going to get playing time for sure. I'm not going to call the Kings horrible or anything, but he will get playing time on the Kings more than likely, which will be very exciting to see. I don't think he'll be able to carry them yet, but I do think it'll be fun to watch him play on the Kings, especially with the Coach Cal experience. In the last game against the Bucks as well, Acuff put up 22 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He had 2 fouls and 4 turnovers. Probably got to limit the turnovers a little bit, but he did all that in 28 minutes. I mean, Acuff is an absolute bucket getter. He did shoot 7 for 19, not the best, but I mean, he's guaranteed 20 points pretty much every game. He was in college, and he has been now so far on the Kings. I don't know how long it's going to last in the NBA, but in the summer league, it's looking very great, and I can't wait to see him continue to ball. Another great guard talent is Cameron Carr on the LA Lakers now. He put up 19 points in 24 minutes. He had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, only 1 foul, and no turnovers. That was the first performance that anybody saw from the California Classic. And he's just another player that's fun to watch. But honestly, he probably didn't even have the best performance of the night, of the game, when you see that he played against Yaxel Lindenborg, where I've already mentioned that he's older than a lot of the other rookies, so he has higher standards than a lot of them, but he put up 19 points in 22 minutes with 5 rebounds and 6 assists. I would like to see more rebounds from him. I'd like to get that number to around 8, but I still think this is I think he's one of the best players in the draft, probably the top 5 best player in the draft. He just didn't go so high because he's 23 years old, which I completely understand. But I do think he'll transition to the league very seamlessly. Now, ultimately, I think the biggest mistake that any analyst can make in July, in the summertime, is just overreacting to small sample sizes. I mean, like I said, it's literally week 1. By the time I'm recording this, only 1 game of the actual summer league has been played. But I'm breaking down the summer league, California, and the Utah or the Salt Lake City Classics. But we have seen summer superstars turn into just regular season ghosts, essentially. But we also seen some players who struggle in the summer develop into Hall of Famers. I mean, it's nothing to completely overreact about. Just something to, somebody who I'm excited to see, somebody who I could be worried about, or who I'd like to see more from. But when you have players from this draft class, such as Darian Peterson, who can process high-low passing lane, or you have Darius Acuff, who can just score at will, or you have Yaxel Lindenborg, who just executes flawless off-ball spacing, then it's honestly just hard to not be excited about this draft class or just the future of the league in general. I think the first week of the 2026 Summer Hoops gave us exactly what we wanted, at least for me as an NBA fan, which is just proof that this rookie class is very talented and incredibly deep. They're very highly competitive and fully prepared to shake up the league. And if not this season, give them 2-3 seasons. The league is in very good hands. The future of the league is in good hands. I'd be worried if I was a veteran for sure. These players are incredibly talented. Make sure to let me know who you're most excited about, who you're most worried about based off this first week. Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe and follow for more NBA content. I'll be posting daily throughout the off season, pretty much daily throughout the regular season as well. So make sure to subscribe for more videos.